So, Debra Opri, family law attorney, how the heck can they say flat out this was a suicide? We're going to close the case on this. We're not going to talk about that. That's something we can't talk about. It's a suicide. Don't question us, even though they got it wrong on these 2 deaths of his wives.
They can't. Jane, they can. Any investigative reporter is going to say you've got to look at the details. If you do a complete character study of this retired pastor, you can't just look at the fact the second wife whose body was cremated, so the case is going to rely on DNA and circumstantial evidence connecting it. I mean, blood in the garage could be connected to a million different things, but what caused her death, and will it ever be proven? So you have to take everything else in the circumference of it, including this young man's alleged suicide. What was he doing in the office? Who was there with him? Why did he go there? It's all going to be circumstantially presented to a jury to give a sum total of this definition of who this pastor was. And what's most distressing to me is that these men of the cloth in current times, they're coming more and more out as being very, very problematic personalities, almost godlike figures in how they can lead their lives.
Yes.
And
let's not take a broad brush and just
why not
indict all men of the cloth, because there's some very good people.
I didn't say all men of the cloth. I didn't say all men of the cloth. I said a lot of. All right.
Well, that's a subject, I think, for another day, only with the exception that perhaps it was the fact that he was wearing vestments and he was this popular pastor that perhaps intimidated the police into not doing the kind of investigation. Go ahead.
Well, and also, Jane,
they didn't question his...
Go ahead, Michelle.
I just wanted to say, you know, one of the things that Debra, the attorney, is alluding to, and I think there is a point to be made, is that sometimes individuals that are very psychopathic will pick personas that are so opposite of their psychopathic personality so that they can get away with these sort of behaviors. So they can get away with either sexual abuse or, in this case, you know, murdering 2 women and being able to look like a good, clean image of this pastor in the community.
Well, it's the perfect smokescreen. I mean, it is the perfect smokescreen to be a pastor and the last person.
Yes. And psychopaths are very cunning, Jane. Psychopaths are very cunning, and they're very clear. They're not disorganized like sociopaths.